Hello fellas and welcome back to Factorio. Today I'm gonna essentially show you this setup with the train. This is the station at where essentially all the ore is going to be dropped off from over here. And this is the outpost we made last episode. We got all the oil on and everything, and essentially we've got a train set up so we could come into here. I haven't put the train in because I want to show that now, and I have worked out that this is going to be nowhere near enough. So I've actually filled up, if you can see, these four. I've actually filled these up, and these are all being piped down via these pipes here. And I haven't fitted them there yet, but I will do in a second. But nothing's coming through here yet, so I could just I'm going to use the underground belts there because I'll probably want to walk through there like that. So, right, let's just do that. Oops, saving, obviously. Now then, just do that. There we go. I can walk through there now. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's essentially, this is essentially exactly the same as the old one, but only the these do need to be set. Actually, I'll set them now. These need to be refiltered, so they'll only pick out these ones. Right click, paste, and just do it to all these. There we go. They'll only take off the full ones now, so which is nice and dandy. Essentially the full ones will come out here. They'll pick them up into these three, which will empty them and go into the pipes and into the storages. And then they'll be same with this side. They'll all go into those. 6 is probably a bit too many, really, but no matter. And they'll essentially just be canned up and then sent back round underneath and then go to this end. I'll put a light down because I don't know why I haven't put lights. I haven't a clue. There we go. Put on the other side. And they'll go into this side, split evenly between these two carriages, and they'll do exactly the same there and fill up. So then, what I want to do now is essentially get this train set up for you. But I wanted to essentially show you how these trains work, and typically it's night time when I want to show you. But go down this end, because the trains have changed. I did tell you in the last episode, but I didn't really give you a decent example for it. But essentially, what it was beforehand, you put one iron, then you put another piece down, and then you got curved pieces as well. You'd made them separately, and then you put a curved piece and another curved piece to essentially bring it round the corners and that. But it changed in the 1.3 update, so now you can put them down singly like that, but you can't put corners. You can rotate it with R, as you can with everything else, but that doesn't really make a corner, as you can see. So essentially now, what you have to do is you get that arrow there, and you put it as far as you like, and then you just click when it gets to the end like that. You can have another system. Oops, and you still need those. If you hold shift, you can essentially plan out your map, but then again plan out where it goes. And it is good, but again it is a plan. If I click that now, you'd be able to see these are now ghosts, and they more or less come into play when you get towards the robots. When you get robots, they'll essentially build this for you, but at the moment we're not that far off, so let's just remove all these ghostly figures. You can use that for a planning area if you so please, but really, if you're just gonna plan, if you want to plan them, that's fine. You can do that perfectly well. But when you are planning, let's actually do it. Hold shift and click. If you are planning, what you do is I want to go essentially up here. And it's done like quite well, but if it's like a little bit off, if you press R, it will change the rotation and find a decent suitable place in essentially the direction. So essentially the track will finish in the direction it's physically going at that point. So this one is now going to left and right. This one's going sort of this way. That one's gone up and down. That one you got north, east, southwest. That one's east west. That one you got north east, northwest, and it changes them round to what it fits. It thinks it will have a decent way for it. When you just do that by just pressing R, and it will just rotate it all for you. But I want mine to go all the way. These can essentially go for quite some distance. In fact, I can send mine straight up there. So that'll do that, and that's essentially there. But again, it's ghosted down, so technically the track isn't there, which means I've got to go along and build in the track. But it's obviously not doing that because it's a ghost, which is kind of the problem, really. So I've got to fill it in myself anyway. But when we get robots, we'll be able to do that anyway. So it's just the get rid of the thing. So if I go like that, and just sort of, yeah, I'm a bit over the edge. Do that. Then I should be able to do that. Come on. Just do it there to there. Sorted. There we go. Now we've got a full track. You'll notice sometimes you may notice that the track doesn't quite fit, particularly when you get things like corners. You might go accidentally one over, and you'll see you know these rails, they'll end up back here, which means there is actually a track overlapping this. So all you have to do is just delete that track on your track, and you'll go around. They will go around with the track there, but it just makes it look neater, I suppose. If you're a bit of an OCD neat freak, a bit like me, so. That's basically our track. It's basically just a straight trip there. Straight that way, around the corner and up and straight up. So, let's go down here to the train, since this is where I left it and we've not used it yet. We go down this way, keep coming, keep going. Alright, there we go. I've already set these to these filter ones to take thingy barrels. I think I did that in the previous episode. But essentially on this one, I'm going to tell you, essentially, see, this is the problem with these. That might say it's got 200 odd. I thinned these out because it was nowhere near filling them. Because these get in 0.3 a second, 0.3. They're not going to last very long at all. So we want to make good use out of this, which is why I got the other ones at the top as well. So we're not getting barrels in very much now. But if I get in the train, if I click the train itself, this is essentially the train's UI, as it were. Essentially, what you do, let's get rid of these. The first thing you do, make sure it's on manual. Get out of the train, it's using stuff. You've got 3 slots of fuel. That's your inventory. You can change colours. You want it sort of a greenish one with oil. You can change it to whatever the hell you want, anything you want. You want it fully red, just smack the bar up, right down there. You got a nice red one, but sort of a toxic green will do me fine. I might just do sort of a bit there actually. Copy. Oh, it's the same train, fair enough. So that'll do me. Right. What you do, add a station, and we want to start it at the outpost, which is this one here. This is the outpost station. There we go. Train stop, oil outpost 1. So we're going to start it there. And then you pick essentially what we want. We want to sort of like a... we want for it to wait about 30 seconds. That should about do for now, but then again, it's the... then if we go... But then you have you can add different sections, so different conditions for them. Let's get that one. If you go add another condition, you can also go. So you can actually have item count as well. So in fact, I might do that. So what do we do? We want to wait until, let's see, I want those, and we want to wait till we have more than. Then we set a number. Let's set to 50 for now. So this train, so yeah, there we go. So it'll wait until you can either have and or, depending on which one you want. You can have and, essentially it'll wait for 30 seconds and it'll wait until 50 barrels are inside the cargo. Or you can set it to or, so it'll go 30 seconds, but unless crude oil barrels in the cargo wagons add up to 50, and then it will go whether the 30 seconds has passed or not. But we want to sort of like do it at the end, because we don't want essentially the train leaving if there's nothing on it. So I'm going to leave it for and as well at the moment. And then all you do, well, you don't have to get in it, but I am doing. And then you just, and then we need to set the drop off one. So, and what we want to do here is wait till the inventory is empty. So when the inventory is empty, then the train will come back. And that's essentially all we need to do. As soon as it's empty, we can just bring it back. If it's not empty, we don't. It doesn't need to be there. But then we can do another one with the yes. Let's add another condition when at the other end. So it's when the thing is empty, or we have the some inactivity of, let's say, 30 seconds. So if for example, here, let's go to the other side. Essentially just start it, just go to automatic and it will work itself. So now it's going to wait till 30 seconds for it to go, but we know at this precise moment we're not really getting anything. So I'm just going to say go to that one right now, and that'll do that. So on the other end, it's going to essentially empty its entire cargo. You can zoom out in and out on these, and we've stopped on there. Let's get out the train. So it's going to wait until all this is empty, and it's going to fill them up. As you can see, it's filling them up, and they'll all get put on here, and they get emptied and everything. It's all going to fill this end up. This is going to get quite full quite quickly because he's got all this lot to do. And it's going to spread even them out. So what it's going to do is going to wait until the cargo is empty, and that's an and. Well, I want that an or actually. And when they go or 30 seconds of nothing happening. So if for example everything here is full, if the cargo is filled this full and it hasn't quite emptied its cargo, what it'll do is it'll go, right, we've not done anything for a while, let's go back to the other station and pick some more stuff up. And that's essentially how it's working. So we want this as an or, because if it did it and, nothing would happen because it's filling them up as well. So that's why we need this one to be an and we need this one to be an or. No, that one. It's got to be an or. So it's going to empty these lot. In fact, they're empty now. We no longer have any. All the oil barrels are in here, and there isn't many left either. So this is emptying this. It's filling these up. Wow, it's filled these up a lot quicker than I thought it would have done. Oh wow, we might actually run out of space in these. Yeah, we'll do it for now. So after we've got the train set up and it's all done and donkey and etc. I don't think these will empty anymore once everything's all full. But leave that to fill at the second. And while I'm also waiting, I'm going to plug that one in. That's going to suck in a load from the other end as well. So it's being fed from both these ones up here and from the train ones from from down the road. Whew. Train systems can be a bit busy. Now then, next thing we want to do is we need to essentially make this oil usable. And to do that, we need these, which are very what they're called, the refiners, I believe they're called. Yes, oil refineries. Yes. So to get these running, they're pretty simple. You need to just let's do it this way for now. Put two there, turn it round, and I'm going to put yeah, that'll do. Now then, oh, it's out that line. Can't do that line. Oh, God no. So there. I'm gonna move these. They're not needed there. They're just. So that'll do for now. Now then, we'll put them. I'll do them in a second. Basically, there's only two things you can do. It's either basic core pressing or advanced, but advanced isn't on here yet. We haven't researched that, so we'll do that one. And what it does, when the crude oil gets put in here, for every For every 10 crude oil, you get 3 heavy oil, 3 light oil, and 3 petroleum gas. The petroleum gas is 4 petroleum gas, sorry. Petroleum gas is the thing you'll be using the most of, because that's used for things like sulfur. Use it in sulfur to make actual physical sulfur. You can use it for batteries. You can use that for plastics. If you add, I think, coal to it, I believe, coal, water, and maybe something like that. You can make plastics, which we'll need to do, and that's that. Heavy oil doesn't tend to have many uses. It is used for flamethrowers, and it can actually be used for a solid fuel. The same with heavy oil. Heavy oil has a little bit more use. It can be used for solid fuel and whatever. It can use for stuff. You can use it for stuff. Stuff's the answer. So yeah, you can use it for that. And you can use it for lubricant for things like some better engines and the final stages of the belts you can get as well. But yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to essentially set these out. Now, I'm actually only going to pipe this up to that one and that one. And the reason being is because, well, really, it's better for us to do it that way. And I'll show you why. And you'll find out later on. I won't tell it right now because it's kind of redundant, but we want to sort of... Oh, yep, that's a stupid way of doing it. We want to keep those places free at the moment. It won't make any difference whatsoever. We will want to use these for something else when we get to advanced. Because advanced, if you need oil and water. So eventually one of these changes to water, and I think it's that one. So if we add water, you'll get better ratios that are required. But at the moment, this will do fine. And what I want to do now, important, never ever mix your pipes up, because that will screw up your system a hell of amount. I mean, a hell of amount. So what we want to do, we want essentially these in different cargoes. So let's do this. I'm going to set these off like this. We want... Oh, no, that's... Could go... Damn. That way. Oh, come on. There. There. Oh, God. And there. That's one. Let's just make sure it's lined. I'm going to move these. How much space is that? It's about 5. Yep, that's evenly spaced. That's how I like it. Right. That's what I'm going to do. How we're going to set it out is we're going to use this one for... actually, I'm going to swap them round, actually. That one there. That one on. I'll swap them round because this is going to be a bit more useful. Too far. Right, I'm going to set this one as the petroleum gas, which is the top one there, the one with the black and the white bit. That's the petroleum gas. That's going to end up filling. We're going to fill that into that one. We're going to use this one for heavy oil, and we're going to use no, we're going to use it for light oil. I'm going to use this one for heavy oil. And what we want to essentially make that. That's essentially how they're going to work out. So now then, right, let's do it this way. I want to do it like that, and then there. That's the heavy oil. Let's just see it, not belt. Pipe this down here. Oh, 2 foot. There. Then pipe that in. That's where the heavy oil is going to. All the heavy oil is going to fill in these 3. We won't need a huge amount, which is why I've only kept 3. So I'm going to leave it for that for now. Then we want this light oil. But this needs going into this one here. So we can't quite do it that way. So let's do it like that. Is it no? Let's do it like we'll do it that way. That's fine. Do the same here, like that. No, not grenades. We'll put that there, and that could go straight into there like that, I suppose. We won't even need that, will we? Oop. So let's get the corners. Let's get that down to there, like that. Have you noticed? I've not mixed the mix the pipes over. These pipes, that's one separate pipe work compared to this pipe work. You need to keep them separate because it will screw the system big time. After that one, let's just get this one out and we'll pop that one there. That could go exactly the same there. And oh, come on. There. Yep. Well, and these could come down this way, like that. No, we can't put that one there because it will set to this, so they've got to put it there. That's the best we can do, that one. And what I'm going to do now is do that pipe, that. Then this can go like that. And those pipes are now done. That's essentially done for them. So let's get them powered for now. And put that one there and that one there. They're now powered, and they will now fill up these sections. Just give it a second. There we go. They're all together, and they're in row pipes. So you can see the red ones on this line, the yellow ones on this line, and the black ones on this line. You must keep them separate because if you're mixing the stuff over, everything will backlog and you'll have mixed stuff, and I don't know what'll happen, but things won't work. You need to keep them separate. So now I've done that, let's get this one on. So actually, how far has this gone? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want essentially 3 more spaces away from it. So 1, 2, 3 there. That should be good enough, I reckon. Right. So let's start with the heavy. Actually, let's do it. Let's put it on first. So this is the problem now. This is now opposite. So we're so now what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to do slightly different. I'm going to do that like that. It's going to be slightly annoying because now I can't walk through there, but I think that's about as good as it's going to get. In fact, I can do it a different way. Just thought I can make it different. Yep. There we go. That's that. And let's get the same from the other end. Can't do it there. Can't do that. It's got to be there. Like that. In fact, I won't do it from there. I'll just sort of move these over. Move that over to there. Like that. And then we can have this go like that. There we go. That's all piped up. Good. Heavy oil, or light oil. Heavy's going to be a bit tricky, I reckon. So let's get the light oil on first. This one's going to be quite simple, I reckon, because we could just literally belt that straight into there. It seems it's the same stuff, and it's directly over it, and that's that one done. Heavy oil. That one's going to be a little bit of a problem, but it's not hard. It's not hard. We can't put it there, so we've got to do it like that. But then I could put it that way, and we can't put that there either. So it's got to go like that, because we can't mix the stuff over. So that's the red. That's the heavy oil there. Got to go like that. Gotta. So I'm going to move that there. Oh, it's got to be belt. It's got to be belt done like that, and that's how that section's going to work. I can still walk through there, so not so bad. But those two ones are done as well. So let's get some electricity on them. Put that there. That there. Now they'll be pumping out now. Well, in fact they won't because they ain't got any oil. So let's get them some oil. Oh, put the right way. Right, we can't put it there because this will. In fact, no, we can because it won't mix because of the way it's set. So that could go like that. I'm not 100% certain which one it is specifically that goes to thingy, but I'm going to do it opposite to this one because I seem to remember it being like that. So I'm going to set this to the top one. And we'll go on, yeah, I'm going to use the top ones on these. There. There we go. Now these ones are working, so that's now using the oil, and we're going to start getting these ones gone through now. So this is going to fill a lot more quicker. Well, a little quicker, but it'll also use this quicker as well. The train's gone. It's going to pick up some more stuff when it gets it. But we are getting some oil. These are almost full, actually. Wow, I'm surprised these are full. We've probably mostly spent most of the stuff we had already. But essentially, that's how you've oiled them through. It is a complicated thing to do. But I think the most complicated thing about it is it's essentially the amount of oil you're going to get out of the thing. You are for every 10%, you get 0.1 unit of oil per second. So if you've got 100% yield, you'll get 1 unit a second, a whole 1 unit. And I think you could get a maximum of... I've forgotten what the maximum is, and I should research it really, but it can get a little difficult. The barrels hold 25 each. Each barrel holds 25. So they'll empty 25 into this. These hold 2,500, as I thought they did, each tank. So it's 25, 2.5, 5, 10, 15, 22.5 units. Yeah, 22,500 units we've got in that, just in that section of crude oil. Maximum, that's max, not what we've got itself entirely. I could find out, but it's not needed. And what you do here, for every 20 units, it'll convert it to 3, 3, and 4. So that's 10. No, for every 10 crude, you'll get 10 of the ratios. And what you need to do, you need to mix. You need to essentially level them out. But what you need to know, if one of these is full, it will stop everything. So if you fill essentially your heavy, if you've been using your light oil, you'll be using your petroleum gas. That's going to happen. Fact, you're going to use almost all that. But if you've got like if you, for example, you max out your storage on your heavy oil, on your light oil, it will stop all your processing units working until this has been essentially lowered down, because it will clog the system up, and it has to make them in chunks. You can't just make one and not the other. It makes all three. So you have to have all three of them essentially have room to fill them up with. So so you got to make sure you're on the ball with it. But I'm gonna get some. Let's see what research. I think I've got most of the research done for it. Yeah, pretty much. So essentially, I've done most of the research that takes quite a lot of time. I've done essentially, I believe, all them I can do so far. I've done the research I can do so far, but I think I did that anyway. The damages, I think I've done all the damage ones, things like laser damage, shotgun damage, and speed. Same with the bullets. I've done all those. I think what's next, I want to essentially show some other things off for you first. Gun turret damage, they're all done. Now, yeah, what I want to do now is I want to start showing you some things I'll be doing as well. We have landmines. Well, I want to get them done, but I think we need a couple other things probably. Yeah, we need explosives, and we can't do them yet. We're not far for that, so we can get them done at some point. Rockets, you can get things like rocket launchers and that. We can't quite do them because we need explosives as well, but that's not too difficult. Advanced oil processing. This is the one I was saying about earlier, where essentially, yeah, you use 5 water and 10 crude oil, and you get 1 heavy oil, 4.5 light oil, and 5 petroleum gas. Now that is good in one sense, because you're getting more of the petroleum gas that you use anyway, and you're getting more light oil, which once you've got this, you can actually crack and turn, if you say here, you can crack it and turn it into petroleum gas, which helps quite a lot. So 3 light oil could turn into 2 petroleum gas, which you'll use more anyway. However, if you plan on using heavy oil for things like lubricant, you will be getting less of it. So you need to make sure you know what you're doing with the. You need to know your priorities with what you need. If you're not really going to use that, you're not going to use a lot of lubricant, but you might, if you're going to use a lot of the belts. I'll actually show you those. They're in logistics. Nope. Yeah, logistics 3. These belts take lubricant. So they take 2.2 units. These take 4 units, and they take 8 units. And then you also have the engines, wherever they may be. They're around somewhere, but I don't know where though. Engine. Oh, yeah, they are electric engines. You get electric engine unit. These take 2 lubricant as well. I think these are used for things like robots and that. So if you plan on getting robots, you may want to stick with your basic oil, so you'll be able to get a decent amount of heavy oil to use for lubricant, because you may very well run out. So what I'm going to show so we're going to get these things like rockets and landmines on. There, we're going to do them. Let's get landmines on first for now. But shortly after that, we're going to get some of these like modules, and these are quite an unusual thing to do. So these essentially are the speed up. They help out different items within your factory. You get 3 different types. You get speed modules, which essentially speed up. As you could, let's have a look. If I click on this, essentially they make this green bar. It will fill up quicker, and they'll do that for anything that essentially makes stuff. If you want essentially like this stuff to empty out quicker, you could put some speed modules in it, and that was fast. That was fast as hell. So let's get rockets on then. So yeah, it will speed this up, so it'll empty them out quicker. But you wouldn't really want for them. You want things for like you want that mostly for things like making things like your electric circuits, your cables, gears, things like that. You'll want them for mostly. Then after that, you get efficiency modules, and this essentially decreases the amount of energy a certain thing will use to make stuff. If we go to this, it'd be down the bottom of here. Energy consumption 420 kilowatts. It will essentially lower it by essentially whatever the percentage is for it. And if we have a look, it will essentially lower it by, what is it? It'll lower it by 30%. So essentially, it'll use a third of it'll take a third of the energy off of what it takes. So 420, one sort of between 150 is about 140-ish, 140 watts. You'll save for essentially the thing you put it on, and that's per thing you put in it, because most of these you think you could put about 4 things in them, I believe. No, you put 2 in these 2 modules, and the things do stack, and you can mix and match them as well. Oh, not that one. And the third module you get is productivity, and these will essentially make more of the stuff you're making. I think, yeah, they'll make extras at the cost of speed and energy. They'll make more of what you're getting. So, for example, if we go into here, they'll essentially, instead of making 3 and 3 and 4, they'll probably make like 5, 5, 7, something like that. And you'll essentially get more, but it will be slightly slower. and it will cost a bit more electricity. So like, say 420, it'll probably cost like 500 kilowatts, and that's how they work. But we won't get in them on yet. You will need them because you need to use them for things like your rocket silo, and you need to get them anyway, because this is essentially your end game as it is. We will need them, but we're not going to get onto them right now because they do require plastics and advanced circuits, and they require plastics as well. So we'll do that another time. That's one we're on at the moment. Before we do that, I want to get essentially advanced oil on. We won't be. I will get this on because we won't be using a lot of lubricant. We're using a little bit, not a massive amount. So we're getting that on. And this is essentially your robotic stuff. So you've got essentially two things you need to get your robots. You need to get flight, so you need to research flight. We'll be getting that on probably just after rocketing. And you need robotics, and then that'll get you essentially your frames. And with those frames, you can make your robots. I think that's here. You have two types. You have your logistics, which essentially carry items to and from and around your base. And you also get construction robots, where they're logistics. Where's the construction ones? That's a cargo note. Where are they? Construction robotics. And these ones essentially build things for you, as I was saying earlier, which is essentially what that shift clicking was. If you shift click something, a robot will come along and build it for you, as long as it can physically get the stuff. Oh, and that's that one done. We have looked a couple other things, but as I said, we're going to get essentially these ones on first. So I'm going to get these on. I'll research these, and in the next episode, I will be essentially making some use out of this lot. So, well, mostly these, because we won't be using this so much. At the moment, we've pretty much got to live with these. So I might make more storages depending how full they get, but at the moment we're gonna get this essentially used. And I think with that, nope, we're not emptied it. It's just going through, it's taking its time, which is fair enough, I suppose. So yeah, next episode we'll get some of this petroleum gas used. We'll be using it down sort of in this area. We're getting the sodium and stuff. I'll quickly show you what we're getting from it. No, it's before that. Yeah, we're going to get sulfur. It wasn't sodium, it was sulfur, and we'll get in sulfuric acid. Sulfur essentially is used to make sulfuric acid, and you use it for things like use it in batteries, which you need quite a lot of because that's used for research. And I believe so. Yes, batteries up there. Look, batteries. We use that for research, and you use it for things like your robots as well. So we'll need quite a bit of that. And then we need to use it for explosives, which we can actually make now. Once we've got the sodium, when we get the sulfur on, we can get some explosives on the go. So that's essentially what those two are mostly used for the sulfur. The sulfuric acid, what does that get used for? I'm trying to think at the moment. Well, no, the sulfuric acid goes into the batteries. To make the batteries, you need sulfuric acid. But sulfur is used for something as well. I think you use the sulfur for use sulfur for explosives if you want to, and you also use it for plastic as well. Let's see, where's plastic hidden? I think we've researched that. Yeah, there it is, plastic, and we use the use petroleum gas for that, not sulfur. So we'll be getting onto essentially. I think we'll get the plastics on first because it will be a bit more important. So next episode is plastics down here, and the one after that will be sulfur and sulfuric acid here. So yes, that's next episode, and I'll see you then. Bye.